The Duchess of Sussex has compared herself to Nelson Mandela in a Bombshell magazine interview. Meghan claims the South African performer at the Lion King premiere in London told her that when she married into the royal family, people rejoiced in the street like they did when Mandela was freed from prison. In the wide-ranging interview, Meghan also revealed she and Prince Harry were happy to leave Britain after quitting as senior royals. The first time, really, they've had journalists inside their home in Montecito showing her around. This is the result, causing waves, you could say, in the UK.
What did you two girls think of it? You've read the whole article. Brett and I have been busy still in the sports section, but haven't got... cross your arms. Look at the look on your face.
I couldn't even get... Well, Eddie did better than me because she went through the whole... I couldn't even stomach getting through the whole article.
Oh.
It's just too... I just find her too hard to... She's... I think an Australian would say she's just full of it. She's a tosser. She's a total tosser. That's how we would describe her. I just can't...
Eddie, would you use the word tosser?
Wouldn't you? Look, I think she has a very different narrative, perhaps in the US, to what is being accepted in the UK, I would say.
Or just everywhere in the world.
That's Eddie's code for tosser. Speaking of tossers, Brett has all your smile. There you go.
To Meghan Markle. She's taken another swipe at the royals in a new bombshell interview. The Duchess of Sussex has spoken to US magazine The Cut, and she's revealed her husband, Prince Harry, told her he'd lost his dad over the ongoing royal rift. The 41-year-old has also made a cryptic dig at the royal family, claiming she and Harry were upsetting the palace just by existing. Joining me now is Daily Mirror royal editor Russell Myers. Morning to you. Some pretty explosive claims here by Meghan. Russell, what do you think about Harry saying he's lost his dad?
Well, good morning, Nat. I think that's putting it lightly. The explosive claims are very, very large in number. I mean, this is absolutely extraordinary that Meghan has weighed into the row, furthering the distance between Harry and his father. And I think it's pretty unfair because my understanding, a lot of my colleagues certainly know that Prince Charles has offered a hand of friendship, an olive branch to the couple, if you will. He's invited them to stay at his house. He's, tried to give them their security concerns to allay their fears to come over the UK. And by Harry saying that he's lost without his father, feels that he's lost that relationship, is really, really damaging towards the royal family.
Russell, we seem to get one of these types of things, a book or an excerpt or some sort of outspoken thing from Meghan every month now. What is she thinking?
Well, she's thinking that she's got a big paycheck at the end of it. I mean, we will ask ourselves, when will we hear the end of Meghan Markle and Harry sort of whining on? However, they've got a big load of contracts at their door, £100 million for Netflix, another $25 million for Spotify, and Meghan is publicising her very own podcast show. I mean, the whole thing in this article is complete fantasy, talking about how there would be photographers at their doorstep, how they couldn't exist in a normal life within the royal family. I mean, it's not only hurtful, it's farcical as well. And I think that certainly they've got these contracts to fulfil, and that's why they keep on drudging these old stories up, and they're becoming further and further damaging, unfortunately.
One of the interesting ones in this article is how she compares herself to Nelson Mandela. She recalls how during the premiere of The Lion King in 2019 in London, she was told by one well-wisher her marriage into the royal family was celebrated as much as the freeing of Mandela. Even if something like that did happen, Russell, is that the story you tell? Because look how it comes across.
Well, it does. I mean, it's absolutely laughable, to be honest. I mean, here she is sort of moaning that she was kicked out of the royal family for being too ambitious. She's compared herself to the well-known freedom fighter, Nelson Mandela. I mean, where on earth do these two get off? I mean, it's just not only damaging to their brand, but I can't understand who would be still defending them. I mean, there's point after point where they're bemoaning their life while she's standing in a $15 million mansion in California. It's absolutely extraordinary, the whole thing, to be honest.
And when they walked into the $15 million mansion, Harry apparently turned to her and said, "My love, it's us." That says it all, really.
Well, again, I mean, some of it is absolutely stomach churning. I mean, if you can get through it, I mean, you're a better person than I, because I've had to read it quite a few times, and my jaw was on the floor. And fair play to the author of the piece, because if she kept a straight face while still interviewing them, then she's a better journalist than I at this moment in time.
Okay, well, you're not usually this fired up, Russell, but I can tell this one has got you. Thank you very much for your time. Talk to you later.